Season 2, Episode 10 of Foundation. What'd you think?
I give this a 6 out of 10. I really like the ending of Foundation. It was a wild ride, but there's flaws in this episode. The big highlight for this episode is definitely the Demerzel storyline for me, because I feel the emotion, like I want to be on her side, but I'm not really on her side. She's kind of a dictator, but I feel for her, but she's trapped. Like all these emotions left and right. I don't know what to think. Up is down. I don't know what's going on. So that's a great storyline, the Demerzel storyline. But it was ballless of the writers not to kill the Foundation people. Like the Invictus fell onto the planet. The planet is destroyed. Foundation is destroyed. Terminus is gone. And they're still alive? I don't know. It just fell flat for me. Like, the planet's destroyed, that meant nothing. The introduction for the mule felt a little bit rushed. Like, who is he? Like, why do we care about this random dude in the future other than he's there? And the Dawn and Sarah storyline, I was like, does this make sense? What are they going to do now? Do we care anymore? Or should we just do more with Demerzel? But as always, great writing, great acting, great production values. So I give it overall 6 out of 10. What do you think?
I give it 9 out of 10. This is my highest rank episode yet. There was poignant writing. Absolutely. It's just emotional, just captivating. When Dusk says to Demerzel, I forgive you. None of us were free. We are fools to think we ever would be. I felt it. I felt it like he's the Empire. He's the old man, but he was the boy. And he's talking to his mother, the woman that raised him. And he forgives her because she has to kill him, and he understands it. He's giving her a kindness that she should not feel bad having to do her duty and to kill him. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And Demerzel replies to him, I remember you, just 1 year old. You looked up to me and pointed to the sun like you had just discovered it. She also feels like this is the little boy that I've raised from childhood. I guided him through his entire life, and I have to kill him. It was heartbreaking, just beautiful writing. And at the same time, I hate the show. I hate the show because it's like Homer Mallow's ace up his sleeve is that he had a secret that only he knew about. And it was an explicit contradiction to what was shown to us, the audience. Like his secret tactic is, I have a secret, and surprise, here's the answer. And Hollow Harry, his ace up the sleeve is that he has this unlimited power, this vault that can do anything he wants whenever he needs to. He just bam, got it. There's just no stakes. There's no stakes to anything because Hollow Harry and also the Mentalics Harry, like it's all a part of the plan. Everything that goes wrong, it's all a part of the plan. All these people that might die, nope, part of the plan. Just anything's solved. There's no problems. It's this one episode has this whole season encapsulated. It's beautiful writing, beautiful scenery, beautiful imagery, but also this. Just also nothing.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So this is the beginning of the episode. There was a big reveal at the end of the previous episode that Harry, the physical body Harry, is still alive. He didn't actually drown in the torture tidal pool.
He's actually okay.
And so how did that happen? And it was actually a connection between Harry and Gale. And you're like, what the heck?
Sure, yeah. Okay. Just something in their pocket that they kept secret.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were able to not think about their connection while also executing the connection. Very interesting. This guy, just like a dude standing guard, like
doing his job, then fell in a trap.
And he gets mind controlled into drowning. Oof. And we later learn that the Mentalics are being mind controlled by Tellum. So this guy is just kind of an innocent bystander.
This guy's fully innocent. Yeah.
He gets mind controlled into it. And then what is Harry doing? Part of the escape is climbing the cliffs.
Just walk around.
It's like a 60-year-old man. Even if he is being mind controlled by Gale, like your upper body strength
got some grip strength there. Monkey hands.
So what? Walk.
Just walk around the edge.
Walk.
Just time it in a way that when Tellum isn't there.
At what point we were like, this is so, I have no choice but to climb hundreds of feet in the air. Versus, you know what? Let's try walking.
What do you think you're Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible 3? What are you doing?
What are you
doing? Just walk around.
I mean, it worked, but what are you doing? Yeah. Wow. That was the escape. And then Harry, the body Harry, lays low until he's just ready to take on Tellum.
dink in the head.
In the head. Yeah. Pretty ridiculous. Oh, let's listen to Hober Mallow's plan.
Something's wrong with the jump sequence. Abort! Abort!
What's wrong?
Each ship is jumping into the space occupied by its neighbor.
Jump us to safety.
I cannot.
But your spacers will also die.
A small price to pay for my people's freedom.
It was you, wasn't it? The Spacers handing you over to Empire was a ruse.
Yeah, Selden sent in a master trader. The deal was sealed. Spacers are no longer yours, Empire. The jump sequence was in this, but I had to get it to a spacer, so I needed to get on board this ship. We played you. General halfway figured it out, but you never listened to him, do you? Selden baited you into a war, ordering your entire fleet to Terminus, which you did. It came right to us because you're so f***ing predictable.
Okay, first off, the Empire not listening to Bel Rios. What is he going to listen to? More harping on about his husband? Like, come on.
That's right.
Like, it's just husband. Okay, do your thing.
Do your thing. Fine. Yeah, right? I mean, he's Empire. He's got bigger things to do. He's not going to listen to this guy's personal problems.
That's right. In fact, why did he even hire him for the generalship in the first place? He's like, send in my husband. My husband. He's on the planet. My husband.
What are you doing? You're compromised. You can't be in position to command.
Yeah. Also, this part where the spacer is actually on board with Hober Mallow's plan, like you said in your review, we didn't see that. We were told...
We were told the explicit opposite of that.
The opposite of that.
So Hober Mallow has a conversation with the queen of the home swarm, and they explicitly say, like, it's too risky. We're not going to go into the Empire. We're going to turn you in. That's where that's where we were left off thinking.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that the spacers are on board with Empire the whole time.
Right.
Then the big twist is that conversation didn't happen.
But the conversation happened. It's just there was a second conversation that overturned that conversation.
We never saw that.
We never saw that. In fact, why did they have that conversation at all? Like, it wasn't like Bel Rios was in the room and they're like decoying him. Like, that was a totally private conversation. They just had it straight up.
It was a private conversation on a spacer ship.
Right.
So there's no reason to put on a show of like, we disagree. No way. We're going to take your deal.
Right. It wasn't even left as like a, that's a good deal. I'm just not sure. And then cut scene. Like, it was a fully like, no, we're not doing that.
Right. So the twist is that conversation happened, but then the spacers came back to Hober Mallow and were like, we reconsider, we want to be free.
Right. Just we weren't allowed to know about that.
We weren't allowed to know about it until now.
Surprise! Here's the ending.
Yeah, surprise.
Also, he's like, I needed to get on this ship because I have the jump sequence in my hand. But like, couldn't he have just told the spacers and the spacers disseminate it?
That's right. The spacers communicate with each other through space-time somehow.
They like blink their eyes or whatever and they communicate through space-time.
So he should get the jump coordinates, give it to the spacers, and then they disseminate the information.
Right. He doesn't need to be on the ship other to be like, F you do today.
Be nice to be on the ship to say to talk trash.
Like, even Hober Mallow doesn't understand like what his plan is.
That's right. That's actually a terrible execution of the plan. It's much safer to have the spacers do the jumps, do this communication.
They got the tech. They can communicate through space. At the end of the day, Hober Mallow saved the day because he had a secret plan that he had all along. Cool.
But he was sent on secret negotiations. That makes sense. Why is he on the ship?
That's right. That's right.
He's a negotiator, not an infiltrator soldier guy.
That's right.
So his job was done when he got the negotiations signed off.
He died and he didn't have to. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because if he got the negotiations signed off, he didn't need to be captured later on by Bel Rios.
That's right. He did his job because he's a negotiator / salesman.
And at that point, the spacers were already on his team. They already had the mission. Right. They already were going to sabotage.
Yeah. So he got himself captured and killed just so he could get those trash talk moments with Empire. I mean, okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Legendary, I guess. But
that's right.
No reason. Yeah, super interesting. And then Bel Rios drops this interesting fact about how FTL works.
Out of nowhere.
Space, once folded, stays folded.
So does that mean permanently? Like if there's a jump done by a ship from like here to here, then those 2 points in space are now folded up.
They're like forever. Either they're forever messed up and they can't be jumped into again, or they like forever linked. So it's like a tunnel there.
Oh,
like,
so it could be a tunnel. I guess it could be like it's folded, and then over 100 years it like unfolds.
That's not what he said. He said once folded, never unfolded. Bell Reels, get your jump tech correct.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, as an operational mindset, maybe that's okay.
That's
it's 100-year time.
Because over the course of his lifetime, like that spot in space is effectively
useless. But he does say it does kind of feel like it's forever.
The best I could fill in blanks to make sense of what he's saying is that like the ship is already planning the jump. It's already set and it's folded, and then they're waiting for the engines to spin up or something, and so you can't back it down. Which seems like a very like operational like bad thing. Like just shut down the engines, don't jump then.
Yeah, but then it's also like the ships are jumping in sequence, and it takes like a good half an hour maybe because they have time to have a drink.
That's right.
Which means all of the jumps are pre-folded.
Yeah.
And none of them can be backed up. I guess that
Nobody
makes
has
sense.
thrusters. They can just nudge the ship off course.
Right. Well, why not just do fold the space, jump, everybody's dead?
Yeah.
Why do this like dramatic sequence?
Yeah. What is this?
Maybe that's Homer Mallow again. Be like, spacers, let's
cause some fear and terror on these sailors that they know they're going to die and they can't get off.
And these are just Imperial sailors. They're just Joe Blows.
That's right. They're not evil.
They just following orders. They're part of the Navy. They don't know what's going on.
That's right. They're like, attack a planet, this place in the outer rim. Like, I guess, sure. I don't even get a choice. The spacer jumps the ship. I'm there with it.
That's right. So why create this dramatic long zipper of jumps? Doesn't seem necessary.
That's right.
It's just to create pain and suffering.
Each ship is jumping independently. Like, it's not like there's a central computation hub that's like, I got to plan them out one at a time. Like, no, just jump them all together.
That's right. Weird.
In fact, why jump them into each other's ships? Just jump them into the planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jump into the planet.
One and done.
Yeah. Weird. Weird. Oh, Salvor dies because she gets shot.
She gets shot. Yeah.
So Tellum puts herself in the boy's mind as like an echo, and then he picks up a gun. Salvor jumps in front of the shot, gets shot. She dies. She throws a knife at the kid. Kid dies.
Yeah.
Kid doesn't get a funeral, but Salvor does.
Yeah, he's unimportant. He's a traitor anyway.
He was a traitor not by choice, but by mind control by the evil Tellum.
Still counts.
And yeah, he's still a traitor. Still, throw him in the ocean.
She's got an excellent dead woman posture.
If you just get her in that posture and then let rigor mortis set in.
Oh my god.
Boom! Funeral.
That's right. That's actually.
Is she? Oh, she's not chained up. The platform is chained up. Yeah. Okay. I was like, okay. Okay. And they burn her. Makes sense.
Beautiful. Also creepy.
Yeah. And then the cult. Still not sure if it's going to be culty or not, or if it's going to actually
be
feels
okay. Pretty culty.
This reminded me of episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Yeah. I see it.
So there's Qui-Gon Jinn, and we got the Emperor. Well, soon to be Emperor, Jar Jar, Obi-Wan, Anakin. Here's another angle. So in the Phantom Menace, I always interpreted as Anakin is the Phantom Menace.
I thought Phantom Menace was Darth Maul.
So I didn't think Phantom Menace was Darth Maul because Darth Maul's out in the open.
Oh.
And so Anakin's like the menace, but you can't really see him.
Phantom is like you can't see it.
Can't see it, yeah. But then there's also arguments for the Emperor being the Phantom Menace. And then we also have this fan theory about Darth Jar Jar Binks.
Darth Binks? Yes.
So he could also be the Phantom Menace.
Wish.
Yeah. So in our situation, is there a Phantom Menace in here?
Oh, interesting.
Is the mule in here?
So if I remember, the time jump is like 150 years, something like this.
Yeah.
So I don't think the mule is in here right now because they'd be too old. But it could be something like they are unable to maintain group cohesion, and then over time, like there's a little splinter cell or something.
I see.
And so like a couple of generations from now, the mule comes out of this. It could be.
Okay. So there's like a splinter group.
Yeah. Or just
so
like
the leader
even just one person that's like loses faith in the cult.
Yeah. So maybe the leader of the splinter group is in here somewhere.
Yeah, maybe. That would be the Phantom Menace.
That would be the Phantom Menace. So we don't know many people in here at all, so could be anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, either way. Back in the fleet.
Do you still want to know my name?
Yeah, of course.
It's Hope.
Really?
No. But wouldn't that be something?
I felt it when I was watching this. I had a little teary-eyed. I was like, oh, but he's so beautiful. What if it was Hope? Oh, my God.
I was pissed. I was like, you're the only person who's going to survive, and you're cracking jokes and not telling me your actual
That's
name.
Right.
Come on,
that's right.
Come
That's
on.
right. He's like asking for he's looking for this last minute connection. Like, let's be together. And she's like, gotcha.
Jokes. No, you can't.
Wait.
Also, I'm not going to actually tell you my name.
That's right.
What?
Right. The more I think about it, the worse it gets. Because who's the only person that gets to enjoy that joke? She's the only person that gets to enjoy the joke, and then she's the only one that lives.
That's right. And he doesn't even get to know her
He doesn't
name.
get to know her name.
He's going to die anyway. What's the point of holding back at that point?
That's right. Actually, why not just tell him that it's Hope and let him believe it's Hope?
Yeah, why not?
I rolled it back.
That's right. Why?
Okay, it was beautiful until I thought about it.
I mean, I also felt it, but I was also pissed. It was like a mix of emotion.
That's right.
At first, I was like, "There's plenty of space in here.
Oh,
We'll
shit.
work and get in there."
This is enough space for Bel Rios could have also gotten there. Just ever lay down.
Right. But then thinking about it, it's probably space is not the deciding factor, but the amount of O2 or some other constraint.
That's right. That's right. They say it's some type of cleaning pod or something.
Yeah. So
Wait, it's like a cleaning pod. You sit in there and then you go out there and clean the ship, or whatever. But I didn't see any armatures or brushes or whatever. It's just a triangle. It's just a Toblerone tube.
right, I guess maybe this you put your tools in the Toblerone with yourself, and then you go out, you open it, and then you work, and then bring your tools back in.
Oh, like they would have a suit in there. That's extra reasons why they would have very little oxygen.
Which there's suits on the Imperial ships.
That's
Get
right.
in suits and get in there.
Get in there.
So you could have two people in suits. They're cramped up in there. One person not in a suit.
That's right. You
Or in
stretch
fact-
out that oxygen.
If you have three suits until the oxygen's done, and then you can transition to the oxygen in that thing.
They all could have made it.
They all could have made it
all
if
could
they're
have made
suits, which I'm pretty sure there are suits.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that must be suits. Otherwise, their idea of this thing being a cleaning pod where guy opens up the hatch that has a suit on.
That's right.
Otherwise, that doesn't make any sense. There must be suits.
And we saw Bel Rios and his husband do the amazing drop onto the planet's surface
right.
that one episode.
That's right.
And they were in suits.
That's right.
So suit up, you could fit.
Actually, they had time to crack open the bottle of wine, make riffs about it. Super fun, but there was plenty of time to get suits on.
Plenty of time to get suits on. And that extends your oxygen life because the suit has its own oxygen.
That's right.
What are we doing here?
They did not have to die.
What are we doing? Yeah. Oh, they weren't part of Foundation. Oh no, Hope is part of Foundation.
And so is Constant.
So is Constant. But Constant survives. Weird.
And Bel Rios, indirectly. I mean, Glaywin survived. Oh my gosh.
He
If
did.
Bel Rios got off, he could have survived and got off with Glaywin.
So back at the Imperial Palace, I was confused as to why these guards were so decisive with their shots. Let's watch.
Empire!
So the situation is, according to the guard, there's some chaos going on with the power people at the top. Demerzel, day, dawn, dusk. I don't know the situation. Dawn rolls into the room, stabs his fellow guard. And now, as the guard with the gun, your decision is, what do I do?
That's right. That's right. Because
what is happening?
There's Dawn, one of my three empires. Do I shoot him? He's still Dawn.
He's still Dawn. He just stabbed my guy. So I want to show that I'm on his side, but is he a traitor?
I definitely want to protect my guard guy, but that's the Emperor.
Right.
I don't shoot the Emperor.
Right. So if I'm in that situation, I'm unsure what to do. Well, what does he do?
He just shoots him right away.
He shoots him right away, super decisively, boom. And he even knows that Dawn has the aura.
That's right. So
it's
you shoot him, it's not going to kill him. But now you've shown your disloyalty.
Right. So...
Oh, man, what if it's a test? Because, like, Don knows he's not going to die. So he goes out there and gets shot. And then there's the other guards who are like, see it, like, proof that he's not loyal. Kill by guard.
Right. But even if he wasn't loyal, why would he shoot him knowing he has an aura? It's going to be ineffective.
What's
He's
the point?
only showing his disloyalty at that point.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why this guy shot. Let's watch again. Dawn comes in, stab.
Bummer.
Bam! Bam!
That's right. There wasn't any hesitation. There wasn't any like, maybe I should.
Yeah, yeah. And that guard, maybe it's just not all up there.
Yeah.
Not going on.
He's like, whatever. I'm phoning this in. Whatever.
Yeah. He stabbed my friend. I shoot.
I'm shooting whatever. That guy wasn't even my friend. I'm shooting whatever.
Whatever.
So what is Don's game plan here? So like beautiful scene.
Yeah.
Beautiful scene where they're like talking about like, I'm leaving Demerzel, see you later. Beautiful shot. Look at this. This is so good. They're like heads together and they're like running away and
There's a gap.
their heads almost together. Like beautiful young love running away, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But they're leaving at sublight. Like
Oh, that's right.
they just fly away in this ship. Like, and I guess Trantor no longer has spacer ships
Or planetary defense, which
or
we
planetary defense. Yeah, they don't have planetary defense. Let's just shoot this down. But like, where are they gonna go? Like Trantor's in the middle of the galaxy, right, in the middle of the Empire, and then like the planets around are all controlled by Trantor.
Yeah.
Where are they gonna stop? Like, they're gonna run out of food. Like, what's the game plan
Well,
here?
when they say slow ship, right, they don't actually mean sublight.
How do you figure?
Well, in the season 1, when Harry and his group go to Terminus, it takes them about 30 years on the slow ship. That's from the core to the outer rim.
Oh, and this is galaxy size. That
galaxy
has to be faster than.
It has to be faster than light, but it's still slow. So maybe they can get to nearby uninhabited planets.
Uninhabited planets is still bad. You can't survive like that. These people have no life skills. They're palace people.
So that's right. They're palace people. They're like, well, where's the food? It's not coming out of the
Like,
wall.
ding 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 ding. Where's the servants? You left without them.
Yeah. How do I drink? Where is it?
Like, where's the wine? Like,
Where's the buildings? Yeah, so they can't go to uninhabited. They have to go to an inhabited planet.
I mean, my guess is you go to Dominion, okay? Because Dominion will shelter her.
Yeah.
Wait, but then,
Yeah.
should she actually take Dawn with him? Because now it's a target under their back.
Right. So
Like, Demerzel still has to go after it.
that's right. So Dominion is still powerful on the galactic scale. Their power hasn't been diminished.
Right.
And now Dawn is this renegade emperor thing, and he has no standing
Right.
with Demerzel.
Right.
So now he's a liability to Dominion. So now he's a liability to Sereth.
That's right. Actually, he no longer even has power. Like, there's no reason for them to have this alliance. And then,
That's right.
and did she actually care for him at all? Like, the reason she pulled in Dawn was to undermine Day, but Day is also dead. So like, do they actually just break up? Like,
I think they would just break up. I mean, they're saying that Sereth's in love with Dawn, but I think she liked his personality. But to say love, get back to Dominion, abort that sucker, and move right along.
That's
like,
right.
What's the problem? I mean, get all practical about it. I mean, I was kind of heartless.
Right. Well, okay, get all practical, because she's now Queen Sereth. Like, she's in charge of Cloud Dominion. If she has a child with Dawn, that means that there is some type of claim to their throne through Dawn.
And Demerzel has to take care of that.
Yep.
And Day or Dawn might have to take care of that.
Yep.
So Empire's going to come after them.
Mm-hmm.
She just needs to jettison him completely. And
It's out the airlock. Just right now.
And she wanted to do the bloodless fucking coup, but it's irrelevant now.
It's irrelevant now.
So, well, I mean, take him to Dominion. You don't just kick him out the airlock, do you?
They can enjoy a real nice romantic drive to Cloud Dominion first.
Well, I mean, okay. In the moment, she has to make Dawn believe she's still on board.
Uh-huh.
So they get back to Cloud Dominion, and then when the guards come up, she can take him away.
That's right.
And she's
because that minimizes the risk to herself.
That's right.
That's right.
So I think this little love tryst is coming to an end.
It's coming to an end.
It's got to come to an end.
Yeah.
Just for all the politics and everything else going on around him. No
Makes
way.
sense to me.
No way, yeah.
Hmm.
This is back in orbit of Terminus. And
It's on the flagship?
this is on the flagship. This is Bel Rios and Hober Mallow. And they're walking to go drink their wine. What did I notice? This venting into the bridge.
That's terrible. Imagine, like, if you work on the top, totally fine.
Totally fine.
Work on the bottom, this mid-level, you're like, oh, God.
It's on again.
Why
Why is it venting?
Even if it's just water, it's just like humid work environment.
Or you're like,
Gross.
I'm concentrating.
You're just there. You're like, why? Why is it venting?
Why is it
just
venting?
vent it somewhere else in the ship. we have tubes. They exist.
We have vents on the ceiling.
Yeah, get on the
Slowly.
ceiling.
What?
Little slip hazard for whoever walks there next. Like, what are we gonna-
Moldy condensate. There's a moldy spot.
Yeah.
Don't step on it.
Yeah. Let's make a job for someone to come in there and wipe it on their hands and knees.
Yeah.
This upset me. Beautiful, cool, high level science fiction, but also what the hell?
So what we're looking at right now, this is the little maintenance ship,
The little Toblerone, yeah.
Toblerone, that Constant is in, and she's flying towards the vault, which we have now learned is an amazing spaceship.
Spacefaring,
Yeah.
sure.
And it's so big it can hold hundreds of thousands of people of
And it
Foundation.
survived the collapse of Terminus.
Yep.
Like Invictus came down on top of it, black hole, surface is crumbling, and this ship made it out fine.
Yeah, fine.
Not a scratch.
Like, okay.
Sure, I guess the ship can do anything. And so when you see inside Constance, she sees her friends and family coming back together.
Yeah, she's like mouth agape.
Yep, Paula Verisov is there.
Yeah.
Survived it, loved it, but also like
Kind of weird. I was like coming to terms. He was humiliated. He was overcoming.
But he had his big moment.
He had
He
his big
gave the
moment.
speech. He did the husking. You're like, oh, it's beautiful.
And he's still here.
He
still here.
actually survived, no problem.
I mean, I was happy, but at the same time, felt weird.
How weird. Talks a little bit about Hober Mallow, and she's brokenhearted. He didn't survive.
Yeah.
I felt it when she crumbled. And also her dad is here, plus his friend, I guess.
His friend, nice stash.
Excellent stash.
Yeah, they survived. Yeah,
They survived.
that's
He got shot. No, he got stabbed. He still survived.
Yeah. Well, Foundation Tech.
Glaywin's here. Glaywin made
Glaywin's
it
here.
too. They even saved people on the enemy's team.
That's right. How did they get all of the people? Because we see the Invictus falling, and it's lighting up the sky in this orange, and everybody's scattered around Terminus, and all of a sudden, everybody is on the ship, and up they go. So, did they teleport onto the vault?
I don't know, but everyone made it. 100% of people made it.
I mean, it had to have been some kind of extremely advanced, maybe not teleportation, but like, grab, put you here. They had minutes.
Minutes, sir. Minutes.
Minutes.
I don't know, just everyone made it. The vault can do kind of whatever it needs to whenever we need it to.
That's true. That's true. So in this case, probably teleportation, Star Trek style.
Sure, but if we have teleportation, why do we have whispers? I mean, we don't need it. We don't need anything.
We don't need anything, yeah.
When the fleet attacks, you just teleport rocks right into the engine. Done.
Harry's
like, oh look.
and this is look
save
at the
everyone.
scale. This is the Foundation people on all these platforms.
Right. Also, no ladders anywhere, no steps. They're stuck there until they find a new planet.
This guy slips. Whoop.
Whoop! Crunch. Breaks his neck inside. Breaks his neck inside the vault. Like, shoot. We didn't think about that.
This might be a zero-G environment. So you slip out here and you just float.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is actually
People,
okay.
people fully chaotically just bouncing around.
Unless you need gravity and that turns on immediately, and then turns off when you don't need it.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, sure. Why not?
Whatever you need,
Whatever
that's
you
what
want,
the vault
just
does.
turn-
Yeah.
The vault does whatever it needs. And Harry has a plan for everything. Don't worry about it. No stakes or anything.
No stakes.
Everything he does is just acting, putting on a show.
And if we need the vault to be something else, a battleship, it's going to be a battleship.
Battleship. We need it to be a donut factory. Boom, there it is. Everyone's got donuts fresh in the morning every day.
I mean, I don't know why that would be critical to the plot, but if it were,
I mean, everyone's gonna need nutrition. Bagels.
they have a police force in the vault,
That's right.
and the police is like, we need our donuts, otherwise we
donuts.
can't police. He's like,
That
the vault will
makes
step
sense.
up for you.
The vault will step up. It's all energy. It's all my body.
Yep.
He said that earlier, right? Am I making that? Am I making that up?
I don't remember him saying that.
I thought it was like episode 6 or something where he's like, they're like, how do you eat in here? It's like, it's all energy. It's all I just give you something. Hey, whatever.
Oh
Not important.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, here we back here on the Mentalics world.
Yeah.
And Gail has the Prime Radiant and she's
Prime Radiant, yeah, right here.
So we get this cool glimpse of like how the future forks are happening.
So in the infinite possibilities of all the timelines that could possibly happen within the theory of psychohistory, how many do we see? 2.
Bam, exactly 2. It's a good path and a bad path.
And and then labeled bad path is red.
Yep.
Good path is blue.
Yep.
It's also probably the same 2 that we saw back on Synax.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's also, look at this, there's no interweaving. There's no like DNA strands where there's like connection, like ladders back and forth.
Right.
It really is as you get a single fork and then that's it.
Right. And the fork, I think, from episode 1 or 2, this is actually Crisis 1.
So the way this graphic is read is if you're on the red path, you're on the red path. If you're on the blue path, you're on the blue path. There's no crossing back and forth. Like there's no like crisis and then things come back together. Crisis and comes back together. Like it's just good path, bad path.
We did say that probably this is a visualization,
Sure.
and the interconnections are suppressed.
Okay.
Still weird.
Yeah.
Still
But
weird.
I mean, hey, there's the 2 paths and we seem to be on a good one. So.
And Gail understands this because she knows math really well. So.
That's right. What's in her other hand?
Too blurry.
Maybe it's an apple? Sure, I'll call it an apple.
Okay, it's an apple.
Got
It's a weird shaped apple, but it's called an apple.
It's a whatever planet this is apple. Well, maybe it's the little mollusk. She's like crunching it, eating it.
Oh yeah. She's like, I don't feel the pain anymore.
Crunch. Never know.
Let's listen to Harry say something I don't necessarily agree with.
We can never know in the present if the ripples created by an individual's actions will have a consequential event downstream.
So I was triggered by the word never. I think if I pick up the Xbox controller and put it down, I mean, technically I don't really know if that's going to have world consequences.
Sure.
Like,
Sure.
butterfly effect, such and such, tough to say.
Okay.
Probably not. Right? But I think there are events where it's like world politics, statecraft, where it's like, that was a consequential event. And I don't need to see history play out to know.
Yeah. So I see what he's saying. He's mixing up 2 ideas. One is the idea of like, if I turn left here at an intersection, like all these consequences happen. Or if I turn right here, all these consequences happen. He's saying like, you don't know what may one day be consequential. But what he says, that's what he means to say. But what he actually says is like, you never know. But like, if I'm like killing Lincoln, like assassinating, like I'm pretty sure that's going to be a consequential thing. It's not like I don't know, like, oh, I'm killing Lincoln and maybe not. Like, no, that's a big deal. Like,
That's a good example. Assassination
yeah,
is done because people, I think rightfully so, think it'll have a huge impact on world events going forward.
even if it's not something like assassinate, it was like tearing down the Berlin Wall. Like the moment that hammer strikes, like that's gonna be important. Like
Right.
it's not like, oh, we never know. Like some things you do know are gonna be important.
So sometimes we do know when individual events will have world importance, but I think what Harry is saying here, that there are some events that look inconsequential, but actually have huge ramifications going forward, and we can't predict those beforehand.
Yeah,
So
I totally agree. He just said the wrong thing.
he said the wrong thing. Let's listen to exactly what he said.
We can never know in the present if the ripples created by an individual's actions will have a consequential event downstream.
Yeah, so I think it's not that we'll never know. For some, we will know.
Yeah.
And there are plenty, maybe some small events out there where we
Don't expect it. It
Don't
turns out to be big.
turns out to be big. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Landing on the moon, like when you're the first person to step on the moon, like that's big. That's
big.
That's gotta be big.
It's big. Big effects. Yeah. He also says something else.
To gaslight yourself.
Let's
listen.
listen. Let's listen.
You take the pain and the what ifs and you weave them into a narrative that propels you forward.
So I like this idea. If you have this pain in your life and you need to build a narrative, a positive narrative to move yourself forward through life, to build a better life for you and your family, love it.
Yeah, that's a great message.
Could this get dangerous though?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. I have some pain in my life, and I'm just to weave a narrative What if I weave a narrative of hate?
Oh, I see it.
So I'm gonna
this
guy wronged me. In order to move forward, I'm gonna weave a narrative where this guy's terrible.
That's right. Like, no matter what happens, I am the ultimate underdog. Everyone is bad. Like, whatever it is, I'm gonna weave the narrative to make it make sense.
Yeah, he doesn't
That's
say
so
like
dangerous.
It's super dangerous, right?
That's what Tellum was doing.
Right. She was weaving a narrative to make Mentalics superior and
like, no matter what we did, we need to do it because we have to survive.
Right. So from the Mentalics perspective, super positive, looking out for their own. They're weaving the narrative.
And he's like literally whispering into Gail's ear, like no matter what happens, just justify what you gotta do.
Justify what you have to do. Some terrible things. You can weave that narrative, girl. You feel bad about something? Weave that narrative.
Weave the narrative. Don't feel bad about it. Just do what you need.
Did you just murder somebody? Weave that narrative.
Weave that narrative.
Weave that narrative.
Dodge that dodge.
Dodge. Does that make you feel bad? Well, weave around it.
Just weave it. Just tell the story.
So I like it, but he's going to throw some more guiding principles here. Okay, Harry. I didn't think that one through.
So this is back at the Mentalic space, and like, who's this girl?
Yeah.
Who is this?
She sort of comes out of nowhere, and
like takes charge.
But who is she?
Who is she?
Who is she?
She like supersedes. Look at all these older people with experience and like probably respect in the group. Like,
that's right. Like, we've got some older people here.
Yeah.
Like with experience and maybe lots of leadership potential. No.
Just the teenage girl.
Girl. How could the teenage girl be leader? I mean, we actually don't know if she's going to be a leader yet.
I don't know.
It certainly felt like...
It felt like they were setting up for like, she's going to age gracefully and be like the old wise woman one day. That's why I figured
we'll see, Maybe she's the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, she like does this like quiet nod, and everyone bows together and like gets on the ground and like worships.
Yeah, and you're like, who are you?
It wasn't like she was like the number 3 in the group, like, right? And so it's like Tellum, the African American guy with like the face changing guy, or British guy, whatever, the face changer guy, and then she's like in the third command, like. She just popped up in like last 2 episodes.
That's right.
Like, who are you?
And she's so young. It's such a weird position of prominence. Yes, she's like on the little podium. Platform.
I don't know. They called it the table. Like
the table, yeah.
Yeah. But like, she's just the new cult leader? Like,
I guess so. She's so young to be the cult leader.
Maybe she's the 3rd rank in power, but like, so now that Tellum and the other guy's gone, she's now controlling their minds.
Oh. But she's so young to have master gaslighter abilities at this point.
Just weave that story. She was listening to Harry. Just weave the story.
Maybe she doesn't gaslight. She gaslights in the traditional way. She does like a traditional cult leadership ability.
Classic gaslight.
Right. So it's not like this superpower thing. She just talks to them.
She's got charm.
Yeah. Also, looking at this, we're talking 150 years in the future. Are these mounted securely?
Yeah. Can we get a roof or something?
Can we
get some environmental protection?
Right. Yeah. Let's get a roof so protect from the weather.
That's
Let's
right.
put them in like a chamber that is secure. In fact, let's put them horizontal.
Yeah.
Like, do on his tippy business.
Yeah. No, I protect my bread from UV. Like, why don't they put them underground? Put them in a little shady area.
Yeah. But even just move them in over here.
Just a few feet.
Is this 150 years of
they got
mounting infraction?
They got power supply for that?
How are these things powered? Is it internal?
150
I think
years?
it's internal
150
batteries.
Years? That's a real good battery.
Well, didn't Gail, when she went from Gail and Salvor went from the ship and Terminus to Synax.
Yeah.
There was no additional power supplies. I mean, they're in interstellar space the whole time, so it's completely self-contained.
Interesting.
Amazing tech.
That's good tech. I mean, in space, I guess. Do you have to keep their bodies warm? You have to keep them from freezing? They're frozen?
I think they are frozen, yeah. So you have to keep them frozen here.
So this is worse because you got to keep them cool.
Right, whereas in space, you're just dumping energy out.
Yeah, you're just radiating out energy anyway, whatever.
This is worse, yeah. Maybe it won't last.
I mean...
Also, if somebody, like, trips and falls and knocks one over, there's a crack. Gail's dead.
Gas out. Yep.
Whoops.
The reviving sequence didn't work. Okay, so taking out the trash in my dad's house, and like he's in California, and so like the UV fucks up the trash bins, like plaster's all cracked. Is the sunlight just gonna crack these apart? Like protect this from the sun. Cover it up.
So based on the tech we've seen from Foundation and the reliability and longevity, they must have UV coating.
And you know what it is?
What?
These came off the beggar. The beggar can handle anything.
Wait, no, they came off the original slow ship.
Was it?
I think it came off the. Oh no, did it come?
Oh, so they just now pulled these off the beggar.
They just now pulled these off the beggar.
Did these come from the slow ship before that? Yeah.
No, I don't. Maybe no, they have two. So maybe they come from just the beggar. Sure, they probably just okay. If they came from the beggar, these are indestructible.
Indestructible. They're powered by coral.
That's right. It doesn't matter what happens. It'll survive. No problem. Right. Okay. Plus, the socials, the social group cohesion has to last 150 years. That's a long time.
It's tough.
Ah, man.
Did they say that their plan was to like periodically unfreeze? I don't remember.
I was confused about the plan because I thought they were going to do. I actually thought they were going to alternate.
That'd be cool.
One on, one off.
That'd be very cool.
But then they were both frozen. I was like, I don't understand the plan. I didn't go back. So then 152 years later, very end of the episode, we see.
You can read that? Oh, I see it. Okay.
152 years later.
Okay, I see it.
We see the mule.
Yep.
Looking weird.
Doing his thing.
Doing his thing. Is he evil? Is he good? Like, why do we care? Unknown.
Yeah. It'd be an interesting storyline if he is actually like a very good, kind, caring person, but he's like, I keep getting visions from the past as ladies hunting me, so then he has to like armor up and defend himself actually.
And so it's just a case of temporal miscommunication that turns the mule evil.
Right.
Thanks, Gail.
You messed it up. She's like, you're going to kill my daughter. And he's like, I definitely haven't. And like, your daughter seems to be dead already. Like, that's not me.
And then he weaves a story.
Of
hate towards
protect
Gail.
himself.
Yep. So that's the end of season 2.
Season 2, we made it all this way. What's the Mentalics cult going to do for the next 152 years?
What are they going to do?
How are they going to make their culture survive like that? I don't know.
It's a long time. Mentalics Harry. So the Harry living on Mentalics world. He has a plan. Not sure what it is. Something to do with the second foundation, but he has a plan. And the mule is coming up 152 years in the future. It's coming up.
Stay tuned. And the Vault Harry, he's got this super ship that can solve every problem ever we need. He can do anything. There's no stakes for anything. I'm excited for season 3. There's not going to be any stakes. See you then.